unfortunately,
Some
Flo is
guess.
one of the most outgoing guys and open-minded, but he doesn't want to sing a song. So Manny has chosen
Manny, you and I chose
to
this.
sing the Albanian National Anthem. And even Flo doesn't know it.
I grew up in Italy, so I don't know.
I'm assuming. I think we both know what tone this is in.
Like Russian?
So you ready to go?
Okay.
So on a 1, on a 2, on a 1, 2, 3.
Around
the flag, united with the desire and reason, all vowing to him to unite the word for the freedom. From the war, the only one that gets away is that one that is born as a traitor. Who is a man not scared, dies as a martyr. We will keep the arms in our hands to protect our homeland in anywhere. Our rights, we don't share them. Here are the enemies that don't have a place. The Lord himself has said that nations vanish from the earth, but Albania will live for her.
For her, we fight for her. You know what, dude? You did a great job. I had to stop because it sounded better you singing.
So that was for you, Flo.
Wait a second.
know.
That was the Albanian National Anthem.
Okay, that I didn't even know about it, and now you guys got me curious,
And here's
so
the
I'm gonna
copy
have
for
to-
you.
Now I'm gonna have to listen in Albania.
That's okay.
Probably, you know?
I wasn't going to bother trying to sing it in
Oh,
Albanian,
that was
man.
fucking good.
Wow.
All right, so you are tuning in.
First, I want to say if we've offended anyone in Albania, we never listened to the song ourselves, and this was a Portuguese-Croatian version.
Yeah, I can tell.
You are listening to The Construction Life, episode 102. Our special guest is Flo. Flo the Albanian here from Flo the
Oh my God.
Pro Custom
Flo the
Painter or
Albanian.
what? I don't know. Flo the Albanian, man. I don't know.
Man,
Where are you? Who are you? The Canadian Albanian.
The Canadian,
But
whatever.
he's more Italian than he is Albanian.
Yes, he is. I would say both.
13 years in Italy, 6 in Albania, 6 in Canada, and now I hope I don't move anymore.
That depends on what happens today on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's fine. It's
So we all know you, Flo, from because the last time you were here with Omid, and
Yeah.
you guys were talking about Millennials Part 1, which is actually still one of our highest episodes being listened to, which is really ironic.
How they know I'm so sexy though? I don't know.
Well,
Just by the voice, maybe.
yeah,
you know?
the sexy voice.
Yeah, that must be it.
Flo, are you single now?
Yeah, unless you call Tinder single.
Okay, so if the girls are
Tinder
listening out
single.
there, and by the way, the construction life is another form of Tinder.
The construction life is the Tinder of construction. Okay,
That's
so if everyone knows Flo as a painter.
Yeah.
Amazing painter, by the way.
Yeah.
Excellent sprayer.
Overall,
I don't think there's much better
nice
than
guy
out
and full of sarcasm at any given time and day.
Oh, sarcasm. European sarcasm.
Yeah, right. That's the Italian side mixed with the Albanian.
If you're not open to European comedy, you won't understand Flo.
Don't try the veal. But we're not going to talk so much about paint today. We're going to talk about starting a business as a young contractor. That's what we're going to talk about because Flo has a lot of insight into that, what he's experienced, what he's gone through. And we want to learn about his story around that side of things. And he might sprinkle a little paint tip here
Well, I'm
and there.
hoping he does.
Of course. We would still want to talk about that. But first we have...
the second down.
Are you gonna put together his Instagram?
Well, yeah, you could get you at Pro Custom Painting on the IG, right?
On Instagram, yeah.
And then there's no Facebook, there's no YouTube, not yet.
Not yet.
No,
not
Pro
yet.
Custom Painting on the IG. That's where you can
And
find. And their email to get a hold of you.
It's procustompainting.ca@gmail.com.
Perfect. That's it.
Just look for the big Sprinter truck.
That's it.
Brand spanking
on
new. 2020? Is it a 2020?
No, 19.
2019.
Right.
There we go. Omid's is 2020. No,
No,
2019
it's
too.
2019. I mean, let's not consider the 2020, you know.
Yeah,
This is not a year
let's
at
forget
all.
it. And this show's brought to you by Sprinter.
You're right.
No, okay, so first segment. What?
Well, we're doing the construction bone.
No, we're not. What's wrong with you? We missed something.
Lately, we've been doing the construction bone first.
No, we've been doing history first.
Okay.
Well, now we've been doing what?
Let's change it again for Manny.
No. We've been doing
Dun
history.
da dun. Pull out the trumpets. Dun da dun. Dun da dun. History with Manny.
I think people are going to think that we're drinking before these shows, man.
Dude, we just came. We all just rushed from our job sites.
The 5th episode, I guess.
Okay, history. I want to ask you guys, Flo, I wonder if you know this. You might know this. I don't know if Carlito knows this. But
Ouch.
He always says that.
too,
He
so
always
come
says
on.
that. He
wanna-
loves me, though.
I want to get you guys to tell me what are the 10 largest construction projects in the world currently.
Wow. Currently.
And I'll tell you one thing. One of them is in the U.S. None of them are in Canada.
And 3 of them are in Albania.
No.
No.
Okay.
None of them are in Albania.
Dubai would definitely have to be one.
So guess what? Dubai is number 1.
Okay.
You know what
knew
it is? It's Dubai Land.
Dubai Land?
So
That's the name.
So get this. So Dubai Land was announced on 23rd of October 2003. It will have an area of 278 kilometers square. It's 107 square meters, and it includes 45 mega projects and 200 sub projects. Supposed to be done by 2008, but it wasn't. So now the idea is that it's been put on hold, virtually on hold for now, because they ran out of finances regarding the financial meltdown in 2007, 2010. But it's supposed to be coming back up as 4 phases in the next 5 years. First phase was started in 2005. It's basically a whole infrastructure for the biggest world amusement park.
It's Luxuryville.
Wow.
That's
That's
Dubai
what that
Land,
is, man.
right? So other ones that are big that are going on currently right
I
now?
would say Singapore or...
No.
Really?
So China has the South North Water Transfer Project. That's massive. London has the Crossrail project.
London.
So more infrastructure. California has a high-speed railway. Now that's not that program with Tesla. The Hyperloop. That's not that. This is something else. Talking about still traveling from California to San Fran in still 2 hours, which is faster than a plane.
With the train?
Train, the high-speed train. So North America has never been friendly to high-speed train. We always know
Europe
that.
is.
Electric
Europe
or
and Asia.
It's going to be electric or...
I don't know. I don't know the
probably gonna-
specifics of
yeah.
it, right?
Because
So
in Italy, they're all electric.
they're all
Here,
yeah, that's right. They're all electric, but mag is supposed to be faster, magnetic.
magnetic.
Well, that's
Wow.
what they are in Europe now, too.
So we have another
No,
high-speed.
I heard in Japan they have that.
That's exactly it. So another high-speed railway is going on in Japan right now, and then there's the Beijing airport, of course. That's massive. I think it's actually the biggest airport. Libya has the Great Man-Made River Project.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
What is that?
And then here's the last one. So
I
here's
want
the
this
last
list.
one. The
Libya.
last one is the International Space Station.
Yes.
Wow.
And on that note, I actually want to bring up a little bit of space.
Oh, excellent.
Carlito is correct and incorrect at the same time.
I like this because I was just correct that the first number 1 question was number 1 on the list. So I want to.
So here's the thing. So Carlito's been saying that NASA and the space shuttle uses PL premium on and to secure.
No, they invented PL.
No. So here's the deal: is that PL Loctite? It's a different product than premium.
Yeah, I know that because
It is used
because he
on
could-
some spacecrafts.
Yeah, because the scientists couldn't take that from the lab and make it his when it was NASA's.
So PL Loctite is the product that's used in space, not PL Premium, not your subfloor
it's
adhesive,
the
not.
same formula.
No,
They
it's
use
not.
it for what?
They use it for securing certain parts of the space shuttle.
the
certain
discs
parts
that when you're coming into orbit, they fall off. So that's
Oh,
how
yeah,
they.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
them
different
on.
glue, and I'm pretty sure it costs more than $10 a tube.
Well, Manny, I'm glad that you went and checked that
Well,
out.
funny enough is I was actually doing this history, and all of a sudden I saw the whole list, and I was like, let me Google PL Premium Space Shuttle.
and now, like, I didn't get into complete details with it, but now you believe that it came from NASA.
No. PL Premium has not been used on a spacecraft. PL
The same formula.
No, it's black. It's a different formula.
Okay, I'm going to bring my literature
Oh
in.
my goodness.
Okay, you know what? It says PL anyway. So
and
it's
that was
History with Manny.
okay. All right. So
good.
today's construction bone.
I thought you just did it.
I didn't do it. That's not the bone.
I thought the PL was the construction bone.
So the construction bone that I'm going to bring up, because Carlito got to do it last week, is probably going to make Carlito quiet down a little bit.
Oh.
So my bone has something to do with celebrities on TV that have taken upon themselves to dictate on attracting you guys, you younger people, into the trades. I have a problem with people that have never been on a real construction site in the real world, dealing with real clients and real trades, representing us to attract new people into the industry. I rather respect somebody that's been in the construction industry, that's been down that road and dealing with good or bad clients, good or bad trades, good or bad suppliers, than people that have never been in that scenario.
So like, no, I get it. Like people like in the shows, they show that it's pretty much an easy thing, right? Or,
well, they show that the show or construction is perfect.
Yeah, they show all that, which is like when I first went on TV and like on shows that they show how everything it's run, then like in the movies. In real life is not like in TV. That's the thing I always say.
It's like, two different worlds. So that's my bone, because I recently saw a post where they were like boasting about how we're going to get young people back into trades and get them attracted to trades.
I feel like even schools do that a lot. Like,
they do.
Hey, come here. Like you can become an engineer and all that, you know, like just come here and we'll show you and stuff. And then I see a lot of people go and they just fail, and it's not as easy as it sounds, or nothing of that. And also, I don't think that school also show work on site they don't like have a good program to show people like
real world.
Yes, a real world thing.
Yeah.
Like everything I learned was in real world. I didn't see it on YouTube or anything. Like what I just checked on like online was like actually trade people showing me how to do something. I went to see like how an epoxy floor is done, right? So if I never done it, I just check how they do it, right? And they were like different ways of doing it, which is better than for sure what they show you on TV. Like on TV, all they show is like, oh, grab a roll, buy the material, go splash it on the wall. I'm like, what?
I agree
so
with
that's
that.
The show, right?
That's
or same thing like with the tiles or with any kind of trade, right? They always show a professional, right? Mainly a professional that does it so easy and nice, which is, of course, it's normal because when somebody does it every day, it's something very natural to do. But like, think about like like in the mind of a younger person that is just seeing that, like that has never done it, right? So as soon as somebody starts to try it, it has difficulties on any of that kind of stuff, right? Because it's real work.
I think that the younger generation is not going to take somebody that's never really been in the trenches. I've always said this, even in the film business, that I was a grunt when I was in the lighting and grip department. I was a grunt. I worked my way up as a grunt, and that's how it is. In military, it's the same thing. You're a grunt, and you work your way up the ladder. My problem with all these people that have been on TV, they've never been grunts. They have not been in the trenches. They have not been in bullshit that goes on in real construction. They've never been screwed over by clients. They've never been screwed over by suppliers. They've never been screwed over by any of that shit.
They probably even have, I would say. But like I said, they will never show that on a show, which is wrong because, like I said, it's a real thing, right? So they hide it because they want to show the good face, right? Because for sure.
But that's what Instagram does too.
In TV, they're selected customer, they're selected brands that they work with.
They're pre-interviewed. Everything's all set up.
So that's the fake thing that doesn't happen in life. Let's say like those kind of clients during the year, I'll maybe meet one or two such a great client that understands what I'm actually explaining to them. And the other 8, let's say based on one, like in 10 clients total, the other 8 will know nothing and they'll just ask questions that they don't even make sense to me, but like you have to still try to explain it and they won't understand it. Which in shows, all 10 clients, they're all good. All 10 stores, good suppliers, everything is on time, everything is like la la la. But I don't even think everything is on time anyways because like it's their shows, right? So let's say maybe they say it took 1 month, but it's a total lie, right?
It's not the complete truth. That's the issue here. I also have I have a problem. Everyone knows me with tool reviewers. So it's the same thing with IG, right? So I rather, okay, if I want to know something about painting or about a sprayer, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask Carlito.
Yeah.
Because you guys have used Gracos and Titans on your job sites, and you guys have used them on projects.
Yeah.
Two reviewers take a product, use it for that half day, a couple hours, whatever, and then they give us a review on it. And I'm like, that's not who I want to listen to. So it's the same thing with the TV people.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk to a tradesperson that's been in the trenches, that's done all the work. I will respect their opinion about what they have to say regarding a detail and construction over somebody that paints a positive picture, never shows the negative, because the thing is, they've never experienced the negative.
Well, the thing is the TV, it's the Instagram, it's pretty much their face, right? So everything they show has to be perfect.
Oh, it has to be positive.
Like everything. And anyway, like they don't have that much experience. You know what I say? As a tool reviewer, you show something, you read something about it, you do a little research, because at the end, like let's say it's a job, right? It's still considered as a job, and but there is still who does it better than others too, right? So let's say there is many guys that they're not only like one trade man, they do multiple things. So I would like a feedback of that kind of person, not like somebody that just does it because they has to show, oh, look at the Bosch drill can screw 750 screws in one full charge, and the Milwaukee does 800. Like, I care.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do?
So that was my bone to pick.
So I just want to throw a couple cents in. Instagram and television to me is entertainment.
Yes.
So definitely,
yes,
if you're gonna watch, you're gonna take it with a grain of salt. Hopefully, you learn something from it. If you don't, it's entertainment.
Okay, so can you please
Carl,
tell
you're
that to the people on
absolutely
TV,
right.
tell the people on IG?
But really important, I think it is that if anyone is encouraging anyone to get into this industry, we need as much help as we can across the board. But it should be a good message. And that good message is something that Flo mentioned also, is that in the real world, nobody talks about, when you go buy a paint gun and you talk about paint, nobody tells you room temperature, humidity, how it affects the paint, how it flashes the paint, how it cracks the paint, how it slows the paint down.
But this is what you bring up. This is what he brings up. Why do you bring that up? Because guess what? You were there.
And I don't even think school can cover those things.
No, that's what I said.
And the school of hard knocks, which is what you do
which
every
is the
day.
construction life.
Like every single day that I've been working in this business for 30 years.
Yeah.
Every single day I get surprised. There is no schooling that will ever teach me all that.
Like, let's say I do painting example, and every house I start, something new comes up every single time. It's like people tell me like, oh, you do this every day. Like for you, it's like
I know, but your experience teaches you that when something comes up based on your experience, you know how to solve it.
Yes.
If you read it in a book somewhere, or if you were prompted to say
it's
something,
not like that.
You're not going to know what to do.
It's funny because like just in a house that I'm working on, a custom build, everything butchered the place. Like everybody. The GC was an old guy that wanted to retire, so this was his last project, like last. And the customer wanted something modern reveals, baseboard, like, and no frameless doors and all that kind of stuff, right? And the GC will tell him like, you don't need that. Like, for what? For like what reason? It's easier this way. It's this and that. I'm like. So the client was like, listen, it's my house. I'm paying you. It's going to cost extra. Do it.
Yeah.
But the GC kept saying like, why? Because it was an old school or whatever. The GC was forced to do it that way because, of course, like you got hired and you technically should know what's going on around. You know, if new materials and new products come out, you will have to like know, like, and be aware.
And
like
even saying that, we don't even know what's going to happen to those new products 10 years from now. It could be really cool. It could be really modern. But the callbacks 10 years or 5 years from now, that's a whole other story.
Yes, that you're absolutely right. But these guys, they don't even think about using it like at first, which is maybe that product can save your life or maybe like can ruin it.
But hang on, you got to backtrack because a lot of these products, these people that are supposed to be industry leaders are not even there at the beginning, middle, and the end. They just show up at a certain time. And that's it. But as real tradespeople on a real construction site,
we can picture what's going to happen.
You're there in the morning when the day starts. You're there when the humidity level is at certain heights. You're there with other trades and the dust level. You're there, all that shit. You're there the entire day.
what happened is like because of that reveal, and they had to use the whatever trim tax, this product that it's like the plastic molding.
You didn't say that name.
One of
Manny hates
I
it.
don't give a shit.
it's okay.
Any guest can say any
I like
name.
it.
The
I
thing
don't
is
care.
like it's not about hate on products and everything. That is the product that can help the case in what the customer was looking for. Who installed it did such a bad job on the baseboard. They didn't do the door frames because the carpenters was late and all that stuff. So I ended up doing, which I never really done it many times, but thanks to the Instagram at first, I would say, because when I go on Instagram or when I look at stuff, I try to actually learn. So I try to follow people that actually show work, not just like, hey, this is trim tax. Okay.
I know.
And what? What I look, I want to see the drywaller installing the trim tax. I don't care about the trim tax himself as a thing, right? So I see the big picture. So I see, okay, who does it? Who installs it? How is it installed, right?
Or
And
how
they
many
show-
different ways can you install it?
Yeah, right. So there is different ways of even using social media and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Which everybody, like Carl said, I use it as an entertaining platform, and that cannot be just the only way to use something like that, a platform like that.
The problem is they're using it as an entertainment platform, but they're speaking as if they're in an authoritative, instructional person. I don't want to continue talking on this because that's not what this show is all about. I just basically want to end it by saying, listen, Ryan Gosling did a movie called First Man, which is the autobiography story of Neil Armstrong. Mm-hmm. If I want to know about space, I'm not going to Ryan Gosling. I'm going to go to Neil Armstrong. It's the same thing here. If I want to know about construction, I'm not going to anybody on TV. I'm going to go to you guys.
And he's going to tell you PL was on the shuttle.
He's looking for it.
I'm going to watch the movie again. I'm going to look for that tube of PL, man.
It's, the thing is, like, there's also this thing that I like to learn to use social media and all this kind of stuff. To learn, to find people that actually do the work and they showcase the work. I don't care about finished pictures. I don't care none of that. So which something like in a TV show, I will never see, because on a TV show, they're not going to show you like how you install this or that, right? And like I said, as a painter, I'm installing a product that a drywaller should do, right? But the drywaller who they hired wasn't capable of doing. So I said, you know what? Just pay me. I'd rather take the lead on it because I know
you're finishing it.
Yeah, let me finish it because the drywaller is going to do a shit job, 1,000%.
And then you're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, how they did the baseboard at the bottom, it's cracking everywhere because they used the little glue, but they didn't use staples. So like, of course, the glue holds one part of it, but you need the staple to not let it like...
You're seeing the steps. You're seeing the reason why things are failing.
Yeah, like what do you think people like, I go and shoot 1,000 nails for no reason? No, there is a reason, right? Like...
Sounds like Flo's been filling a lot of holes.
It's funny, Flo. Carlito and I were just talking about this on the drive over here. We were just talking about that exact same thing.
It's crazy. Funny. So like guys like me, I'm a problem solving like guy. So even that is not my trade. I have to fix it just so I can keep my schedule on time and my customer happy, right? And even if that's gonna cost me like to do an extra thing and not getting paid, I'm fine with it because that's what I want to keep.
You're hired.
Because I want to keep the project going.
Yeah.
Like that little mistake or the drywall or the baseboard left over because the carpenter didn't care or the other one didn't care. That doesn't mean that because I'm next trade, like I don't have to care. So because the customer is actually a nice person, one of those TV shows, right? Like I got the good customer, but unfortunately he got a bad GC. So it's not his fault. Lucky him, he met me, which I also give the Omid's number to that guy, right? And Omid did his washroom too, right? And he was super happy about it. But then he hired the carpenter from not our sources. I didn't have anybody available at the time. And he hired an exterior carpenter. He butchered the place. He ruined everything, you know? It's like, come on, man. And these are finishers, you know what I mean? So imagine how's the inside of the houses, you know, if the finishers are... But we're trying to do a rescue with, we tried with Omid, and now myself, I'm trying to rescue the place because it's a great design, it's a great project, and he's a very good customer and owner, right? So I would feel bad at the end if he paid so much money and then get a shitty product because it's sad. Like that's his savings, right?
So that's what's amazing about Flo. Like when I first met Flo, he didn't speak a lot. So obviously he's an
When
immigrant.
I met him, he wouldn't stop
that's why you
talking.
don't know English.
But hang on a sec. So him and I are we're immigrants, right? We're just at the two different generations, right? When I first met Flo, I would notice that he pays attention. That's what I respect about him. So I get it. He comes in as a painter. He comes in as a painter's helper, now a painter. He was paying attention to other trades. He's the fly on the wall, paying attention to how other trades were running their business, how they were working their skills, how they were setting up their shop and everything like that. And he understood
also,
the process.
I'm just going to interrupt you. The reason why
You're going to interrupt us a lot on this show.
the reason why I also like I'm curious, so I want to know. And the thing is, if I see trades working, I want to look not to copy them, but to learn something from them.
Yes.
For a future. When I see somebody's doing it wrong, because like let's say I've seen an electrician doing it some way, and I like it because I see everything works. Then I see another one. I'm not going to learn nothing from this guy, and this guy is butchering the place, right?
Yeah.
So you get to see, when you're kind of like this, you see the good and bad, 80% it's bad.
I know.
Like it's...
Well, that's why we have the stigma. That's why there's a stereotype.
Well, I want to also mention that from my own experience, anyone that's come out of Europe, and I'm going to speak about Europe because that's my experience.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that like I'm not from
You're
the Bahamas.
European.
I'm not
European. He's European. Everybody's European.
I'm not from Asia, so I can't speak in those.
Yeah, of course. You don't know.
My cousins and friends and family that are in Europe, I find that the opportunity isn't very big in Europe.
No, it's not.
They talk so highly about Europe, but it's very hard to get a job, and it's a different attitude there. So when you come to this country, coming from almost nothing and suffering, a lot of people are suffering. Even though they're happy when they come here, they seem they're happy, but nobody knows their lifestyle. There's a lot of war. Like, my family's been through, I've lost a lot of family members during the war in 1990. My family's always been in the military. There's been a lot of loss in life, and just in general, a slower enjoyment of the things that we have here. So I think when a European person comes here, he's hungry.
Yeah.
And he's ready to she is ready to gobble it all up and ready to, when they come here, they realize that they have opportunity that they never had over there.
Yeah, no, that is super true, like I would say like mainly all of the immigrants, but also the other thing is like
I wouldn't say all of them.
All of them, like
I know a lot of them that like the welfare system.
No, absolutely. Europeans too, but like mainly like a lot of immigrants, they come because they need to work, and they need to work hard. But what I would say, I always loved the European vision of everything, starting from life to coming to a construction and to an everything, because when I went back for vacation, like everything there amazes me because it's done way, way, way better. So the situation there, it's not as good. It's like,
well, it's different.
It's different because you have to think it this way. Europe, it's old, right? Toronto, it's a new city.
It's young.
Canada is a new country pretty much.
Really young.
And like people are building, which in Europe, people don't need to build because there is already houses. So think about it.
There's castles everywhere.
So there is like 75 million people, and pretty much most of them have a house. I wouldn't say mostly, but there is,
or a barn.
That living space, it's available, right? Which in Canada, we're like 35 million, and people keep coming every year with stupid numbers. The land is available, and labor, like, there is money flow and all that there is. So like that's why here everything moves faster. It's not that in Europe it's bad or anything, but there it's built already. So that's why it can't go at same speed as Canada or Dubai. You know?
I find that Canada is very slow.
It's not slow.
I think
compared to what?
Compared to Europe, I think we're very behind.
What are you talking about?
Slow.
What are you talking about? Business-wise, financial-wise? What are you talking about?
Well, when we talk about like IT and stuff like that, it's different. But when I look at construction, when I look at technology, we are very behind. Like we may be a new city or a newer city than Europe, but we're very behind in technology.
When I say it's slow, I mean the construction, because there is no need. But Europe, it's very developed in many things, and even in the construction field, it's super developed. But they build 10 houses a year, which in Canada they build 200. So of course you're gonna have more painters here, more everything. There, if everybody's a painter, there is not enough work anyways, right?
But
they
they're
have to-
doing different kinds of construction there because, like you said, they're not building new buildings. They're
They're
not
not.
building new homes.
They just
they're
renovate.
making they're
If they
making
do,
old homes
well,
more efficient. So they're
that's
using
all.
new technology.
You're right about that.
Here we're not. We're stuck with our OBC
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
build a certain
yeah.
way,
Like-
and that's it.
But even more important, I think that we're almost right there when we say this. Europe built their homes for 1,000 years.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
building our homes for 10 to 20 years.
Yes.
When
And that's the difference. Like when you're saying there's less construction going on, it's
Because
not,
they don't need.
It's not less construction.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary because it's built so well.
Yeah, it's built so well. It's like it's everything. Like even in Albania, the houses in Albania are built like with the same techniques, and those houses don't fall apart. Like everything is done correctly.
Okay.
Even that is a poor country, right?
So, Flo, let me ask you this, man. Europe is 500 years old, for argument's sake. It's 500
Yeah.
years old, right? We're 150, 155 years old. No, how old are we?
150, 153,
Yeah.
4.
53 or
Yeah.
something like that, right? America's 210 or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. Do you think that North America, America and Canada is going to be where Europe is 200 years from now?
Yeah.
You think we're going to be advanced?
Think about it. It's like there is land, there is room, there is everything. Everything moves, right? So of course there is more movement. Like I said, in Europe there is movement, but on not construction. That's all I'm.
But
I'm-
Europe is
I'm
also,
saying.
there's such a dense amount of population
Yes.
in each major city. So for every Toronto, okay, sorry to the American listeners, every Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, all these major populated cities,
Yes.
they're spread across a huge piece of land. With Europe, man, you got Venice right next to Pisa, Pisa right next to Florence, Florence right next to
Think
Bologna.
about that.
So it's like these
Think
are
about-
hugely populated
Yes.
places.
Think about this. In Canada, we just have about those 5 main
Yes.
cities.
Yes.
Vancouver, whatever, Windsor, whatever, like those popular ones.
Windsor.
Well, Windsor because
it's
of the border, right? That's
whatever,
why.
you know, like
Yes.
so those 5, like which Italy, it's pretty much
5 in one territory.
every 20 kilometers,
Yeah.
left or right, you
Yeah.
have a famous city or a place that
Yeah.
that everybody knows. Think about in Canada in 200 years, let's say we will have more important. Like think about that. If you go back in history, they had so much time to make every single city important.
Yes.
And some good stories to go
Yes,
with it.
absolutely. So Canada is 150. That's nothing compared to Europe, which is not 5. Europe, let's say, is thousands of years, right? So if you study books, history, they talk about Europe, how the Roman Empire and all that happened, and then Turkish, then many others, right? I would say like even China or even other countries, like you heard about cities.
Yes.
And they have many, not only 1 or 2, right? We know Europe because we're from Europe. But I bet Chinese or Indian or any other kind of, from the other side, they know about many cities, you know? Even in US, you hear so many, you know so many cities, right? But Toronto, it's like Canada, it's so new. So there is nothing. There's so much opportunity, and there's
Hang
so
on,
much
we
room
gotta pump the
for,
brakes here. Pump the brakes. We got to do.
Okay. So we're going to do a shout out to Mark at Skylux for
Yes.
always giving us a home for the construction life and
a
allowing
little
us
quiet
to
here.
give these amazing messages.
There's no half-naked people walking in and out of the show right now. The
Kinda
guys
mi-
are
I kinda
kinda
miss
like-
it.
No, you can miss it. But Mark, thanks so much for letting us do the podcast
Thanks,
here in your
Mark.
break room. So Skylux Roofing, please give them a call, give them a holler, follow them on Instagram because they're doing some really cool things regarding roofing and ACM and all kinds of new stuff.
ACM's growing, man.
So it's amazing. So thank you, Mark. And now
It's building code talk with
building
Manny.
code. Really? Wow.
Building Code Talk. We're going to talk about the general rules about driveways and landscaping.
Okay.
For a lot frontage of 6 meters to less than 15 meters, what's the maximum driveway width? It's
In meters or in feet?
In meters. In size and a percentage
9.
of your 9 meters?
9 meters.
You're generous. What do you think it is?
How big is the house again?
If the lot frontage is 6 meters to less than 15 meters.
sorry.
So I guess the frontage width of it, so you're talking 18 feet to
Oh, that's
45
tiny.
feet. 45 feet, that's pretty wide for a lot. What's the maximum driveway width?
Well,
I would
I think
say
it
like
has.
a 2-car garage.
So that would be what?
That's why I said 9 meters. I would have thought.
No, it's actually 6 meters.
Wow.
or
that's
a
tiny.
minimum of 50% of the front yard area that's going to be
How much?
landscaping.
15%? 50.
So what is the standard width of a driveway? I should have brought these up when we were talking to
I guess it's only 3
Leo
meters.
Ing when we were talking about asphalt.
I guess 3 meters is the.
I'd say 4.
So hang on, a single car driveway. What's the size of a single car driveway in an Imperial measurements? There, sorry, Flo, because I know you're a big time metric. Single car driveway is 9 to 12 feet wide. Double car driveway,
16?
20 to 24 feet wide. Parking stall, so it's not even a driveway. It's 10 feet by 20 feet. That's what you're allowed. Single car.
That's what you're allowed until you go to the
Yeah, you
committee
can
to
go get
ask for more.
yeah, you can get approval.
Or
So-
add more green space.
Single car turnaround, 10 feet by 20 feet, the same size as basically a parking stall.
Wow.
So these are the minimums that you're allowed. And that's all I just thought.
That's
Wow.
good.
Building code talk with
just-
Manny.
Just get bicycles. That's all.
Just get bicycles. Look at the tree
No,
hugger here.
I don't even want to get into bicycles with you right now.
Did you see his? You didn't see his story.
No.
All right, that's
The
a whole
story?
other podcast.
Yeah,
man.
so I'm driving down the road.
Hang on. No, you're not going to share this with. Okay, no, you're not. All right. so
look at
we're
his story.
talking to Flo from Pro Custom Painting
look at-
on
look that up.
IG, and it's also what's the email again?
It's procustompainting.ca@gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Can I start with what we were continuing with?
Yeah, let's get right back into it.
yeah,
That was a
remind
great
me.
conversation, man.
I really wanted to say before the bicycle incident.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up.
I won't.
About the,
I'm not.
Did you
I'm not
guys
gonna,
see the crane falling down today?
Where?
What?
You guys didn't see it?
Where?
We're working.
Well, a crane just fall down on.
What do you mean, downtown?
Dundas and yeah.
Kill anyone?
No.
Thank God.
Fortunately,
Why do you
didn't kill
want to know
anyone.
about death, man?
Well,
Well, I want to make sure no one got hurt.
It just happened like around like 11. I saw it at 11.
What about the guy that's in? What about the crane op?
I don't know. I think it was.
If a crane goes
it was
down,
just the arm.
Yeah, just I mean, just the top, just
Cables
right
probably
on the
gave.
street, and
Wow.
it wasn't a higher one, right? So it was an early building, and one of those
Still scary,
high-rise.
man.
Yeah. But nobody got injured.
Okay, so let's get away from death.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I wanted to mention something else. Every time I go to Europe, all my cousins speak 7 to 9 languages. Like they all speak
It's more
Italian,
like
they all speak
dialects
Spanish,
and-
they all
How
speak
many
English.
languages do you speak, Flo?
A little bit of everything, right?
No,
So-
no, but I'm talking about fluently. These people, like my cousins, speak many languages. And what the most impressive thing is, and it was funny that when we started talking about the history of Canada, you knew automatically exactly how many years this country was, how old it
I got
was.
citizen, I got a
And-
passport
no.
now, so I had to study that stuff.
But
He's legal.
what I'm
legal.
leading to is that more people outside this country know more about this
That is
country
true.
than the people in
That's
this
actually-
country, and that's really sad.
But that's the truth, though. How old were you when you first went up to CN Tower?
I was young, man.
You were young?
Yeah.
I wasn't, I think in my 20s. First
I
time.
didn't
no,
even
I
go
was
yet.
very
You
young.
haven't even gone? Yeah, but you have an excuse.
We
You're an
go
immigrant.
every year.
Okay, so Flo, how long you been painting now?
I'll say like since I'm in Canada, so it's like fully 6 years.
I want to know, because I know that you're a watcher. You observe, you pay attention to other people, not just tradespeople, but you pay attention. You've got a good head on your shoulders regarding how to read people, how to
Yeah.
see who they are.
No, he's an entrepreneur.
No, totally, 100%. So the thing is that you could read people's body language, you can read people's motives, you understand it. So I'm always fascinated that you can see that stuff
Yeah.
and then explain it. And then sometimes it's occasionally humorous for me when he comes up and tells me that something I already know, because I've got the generations ahead of him.
Well, of
but
course, yeah.
you were paying attention to all these guys on site. Can you tell us some of the bad things that some of the tradespeople were doing? We're not looking for names. We're just like some of the bad things that some of these tradespeople were doing that was hurting their business or hurting their brand.
Or hurting your business.
The main, I get always heard, like, because like I said, 80% they all do bad work, and that 80% will interfere us sooner or later anyhow. And because I'm a finisher, they will interfere with my work and they will damage me, because like I said, I'm the finisher. Speaking to people, like mostly of even GCs, they don't understand how important are finishers. Every trade is important 1,000%, and you have to work everything like 100% every single trade. But there is people that don't respect, they think that other trades are more important than others ones, which is super wrong.
It's
right?
bullshit.
Because like I'm just saying, as many asking me like, how they damage you and what you see they do wrong. I see they do wrong everything, pretty much. They are lazy. That is the main reason.
So lack of effort?
Man, it's just pure laziness. They come at work, the first thing they think is the break is gonna start, when is lunchtime, when is the second break, when it's time to go.
You know this, Carlito. You've seen it on the
Yeah.
show. You've seen it on your own job sites,
single
right?
time.
But I've had this problem also. I've had people that I've had to supervise, and I've got say 5 or 6 people that I'm supervising. You have to be a leader so that you lead by example. And then when you have a bad sheep in the bunch, and he wants to wander off or she wants to wander off, and what I'm saying is, when I have 6 people show up to work and I just got them pumped and ready to go to work, and someone says, "Oh, hey, when are we going home today?" We just fucking started. One of my biggest pet peeves, and that's the first thing I hear is, "When are we going home?"
It ruins the vibe.
It ruins the vibe from everybody. So I usually work with another 2 guys. Like I have 2 guys, sometimes 3, and myself, right? There is like some guy that is with me for more time, and then somebody that is younger, right? So I always tell to the the one that it's with me for a longer time, like if you need to take a break, but don't start abusing just because you get to become like a friend, right? When you work with somebody for so long, you understand, people get lazy, right? Just because I'm your friend now, you're not my boss. I don't even like the name boss.
Don't ever forget in the back of your head that there's still work to be done.
Yeah. I like to be considered as a leader. So as a person that you come to me, if you have a question, ask me or anything like that. I'm not the boss there to point fingers, do this, do that. No. Yeah. When I try to build a team, it's something that, hey, we're here. So now we have to do this thing, right? So it's going to take us a little more. So we would have to take our break a little later. So try to understand that. They don't care. I want my break at this time. I'm not being a dick. Just because I don't want you to take a break. Take the break.
You're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing the cause and effect of the work day.
And people don't. And all these trades don't. They don't care. They don't care because like I said,
they're punching the clock. They're just coming in. You know what that means? Punch the clock?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I don't know. Do they have punch clocks in Albania? Italy? Of course they do.
Italy, a long time ago.
They're still probably mass producing them.
But what I find for all these trades, it's all their when the boss is not there, when their leader is not there, they're just fooling around. And they think, like I said, as soon as they get friendly, they get too comfy. As soon as anything, and it's honestly, the thing is, they don't understand that it affects them more than it does to me. It does to me too, of course. Me, I'm going to change. I'm going to find better guys. And there is better guys. Don't never, I know because there is people that care. Because you don't care, that doesn't mean you're the only one. Or maybe sometimes they tell you, oh, you're not going to find better than me. You want to bet? Let's say I might not find that right now because I'm not looking, because I'm trying to keep my schedule going.
It's so true.
I'm going to keep my schedule going.
Yes.
And you're lucky because I don't have time for this kind of headache. But, buddy, just give me a few months and when my schedule gets a little bit flexible, because I'm going to try every guy until I find somebody that wants to work. And guess what? The guy that wants to work, I'm going to pay. I'm not going to be there cheaping out. And funny thing, I asked one of my guys, I said, listen, Bill, let's call him Bill. Listen, Bill. You want more money? Because it always comes up, right?
So what's his first name? Dollar?
I don't know.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so he asks me, when you're going to give me a raise? When you're going to give me more money? I said, listen, I can give you a 50% more on what you make, which already what he makes, it's average and it's good, Of course, if you can save it. But that's not up to me. I can give you an extra 50%. But for that extra 15%, you're going to have to learn an extra 50%. And not learn, but just look how I do things and try to run it. Not exactly like me, because you can't be me. Not because I'm special or anything, but everybody's different. And
it's your business and you care differently.
Yeah, right? So I said, if I get more guys and you start looking like after them, so I don't have to do it, you'll get paid more, right? And it's at the end, logically speaking, it just makes sense to me. If you come to me and you tell me, Flo, you still have to work 8 hours. From making 200, you're gonna make 350, right? But you gotta work a little bit more. You might be a little bit more stressed. Listen, grab your phone, do the math. At the end of the month, what like that extra stress is worth? The extra thousands? I think yes, because at the end, you're learning every day. You're learning more, you're learning that. That becomes something, just you wanting to get better, become better in what you do.
But you learn really quickly early on that a lot of these younger guys were trying to do the math and they were trying to guess how much money you were making profit-wise. And they were ignoring the fact that you were still running a business and you had overhead. You had all kinds of expenses.
But no, you're saying something. Why aren't people paying attention to how much money he's losing?
Yeah. Well, how much money
how much
he needs.
overhead he has.
Exactly. They don't know that.
The overhead.
Or how much paint they're
But
wasting.
they don't factor
or how
that
much
in.
tape they're using.
Yeah.
They don't factor none of that. What they see is the big picture. They see pro custom painting. Oh, he does custom house. Oh, custom houses cost millions of dollars. That means he's
Cheaper
making good
people.
money. So that's the math they do, right? So if you take a labor to a shitty like basement or whatever, they're not gonna ask nothing. That's the funny part, because they see, oh, he's not making much because he's working in a basement or he's doing whatever. Listen, the same quality and I provide in a base, like in a custom, I'm gonna do the same in a basement. Not because it's a basement, I'm gonna charge
But
less
their
or
mindset
anything
is
like
differently.
that. But that's how funny is
But it's a
the
system.
psychology of like labors. It's like they think that, oh, you're doing 5,000 square feet, you make 50K. You do basement, you make 1K. So I'm not gonna bother him.
Doesn't work
which
that
is
way.
wrong,
Yeah.
and it's wrong because. Like I said, you have to work and you have to do the same quality you do in that custom, in that basement, right? So even your labor thinks that it's a basement, who cares? What do you mean, who cares?
But you can't do that.
I said, like, I charged for this and the owner asked me, can you do this and this? I said, yes. And that's it. So we have to do it. Like, it's not like, and I say we, I don't say you or anything. I always say we have to do it because we are getting paid for this. If you want to stay home, stay home. I don't want to hear this kind of complaints. Like I said, younger generations, but they, like I said, they never see the big pictures. They always see the small
I know,
pictures.
but when you started your business, you got in there, you already knew that you had to set a certain image for your brand.
Yes. So
You wanted a certain kind of van, you wanted a certain kind of t-shirts, your guys
I
had to look
had a very like big pictures of what I wanted, and I knew what I wanted. I was 19 when I first came to Canada, and I pictured everything. Like I started to work, I said, oh, okay, this looks good, this is nice. Then a year passes by and everything gets more clear, you know, and I can focus more. The first years I worked for like peanuts. I didn't make nothing. Like start from $80 a day, which is like in Canada, it's almost nothing.
That's nothing.
To 120 after 1 year. And I was worth, I know I was worth more. Like now that I own a business, I know that I wish I had myself like younger to help me to work for me for that money. I would pay him even more, you know.
Yeah, 10 flows.
But I know I was worth more. I know I deserve more money. The thing that I know more than that is like money is not everything. Experience is everything. So I didn't care. I didn't let that money put me down, which is the first thing that younger generations fight about it with who pays them, with their bosses, with everybody. It's like, oh, I'm worth this much, you have to give me this much.
You know, I completely agree. I bet
That's
you
stupid.
99% of the time, the reason why you don't bring back another labor or employee or sub-trade or anybody is because they feel they deserve more money
Yeah.
for the same amount of work that they're doing.
Yeah.
And then you disagree with it. And then guess what? We're not working together
Okay,
anymore.
Yeah.
but I want to tell you
But
something
that's
that's
stupid.
happening. It's really bizarre.
They're,
You
they're
tell me-
forgetting the experience. Sorry, go ahead.
Tell me if this is true from both of you guys right now. All I'm seeing is callbacks. People
Oh, yeah.
taking on. So all
It's
my
like
friends,
your ex-girlfriend. It's
all
like
my-
they don't know how good they are and how good they were doing until they go try the other guy.
Well,
and
yeah.
the other
So
guy,
all my friends are taking, like myself and everyone I know,
Yeah.
is taking over other people's jobs. Like,
Man,
so contractors are getting
that's
fired all the
why-
time, and other people are taking their jobs. And I'm
That's-
just seeing this happening over and over again.
I know that there is people that want to work. So that's why I tell to my guy, listen, you don't want it, get out. I don't care. There is a better people than you. It's going to cost me more time to find it, but in a long run, it's going to be less stressful, and I'm going to actually find somebody that cares. And like I said, I will pay you how much you're worth, and I will give you extras, and I will give you all of that. Because at the end, the way I run my business is the less stress for me, the easier it's for everybody. And the more I'm going to pay you, and the more the business is going to make. My company.
So there's actually two sides to this thing, right? So the guys that are working for established people that have set up a business are forgetting the experience attached to that dollar value.
That's the thing that I never will understand. In those years, I was getting paid nothing. I worked.
But
for like
you were
13
learning
hours.
A lot.
For 13 hours, I learned. I worked like for a year. I worked with a renovator that wasn't Manny, and I would love if it was him because I would for sure have learned more. But anyways, you can always learn, right? Even from guys that don't have.
Who's this Manny guy?
I don't know. Nah.
It's like a cake.
Portuguese. No, nothing good.
It's like a cake.
It's like a Portuguese cake.
Maybe like a Portuguese.
The thing is,
tart,
I like
maybe.
Italian cake, so I don't care. So the thing is, like,
speaking of which, what's a good Albanian pastry? Is there a pastry, a bakery here?
Listen, the Turkish colony took over Albania, so
you got to go Turkish?
So
Turkish coffee, Turkish treats?
yeah, everything like we have, it's from Turkey. So
I thought it was Romania.
I
I thought it was Romania that took it over.
No, okay, relax, okay.
I'm just
Romania
saying.
took over
Calm
nothing.
down, calm.
Hey, I don't know if you.
The flag just came out.
You know,
Well,
you
I
are
know,
from Europe. You got to be careful what you
Oh,
say.
I know. Oh, man.
But the thing is, yeah, we're talking about like young guys.
Transylvania.
Young guys. Oh no. Hey, okay. Fun fact. Vampire is an Albanian word, and it means like that you drink from your teeth, because vam means teeth and peer means drink. So vampire is actually an Albanian word that
I
the
love
whole world uses.
So take that, Dracula.
That's it.
Two.
So
I was waiting for you to tell me that
so like
vampire came up with PL.
Everybody knows vampire. Like, so I would say like everybody knows one word in Albania.
funny.
Which is
Here
a
we
good
go.
thing.
You learn
But-
all kinds of things on the.
Just random people from Europe.
I never thought the word vampire would come up on a Construction Life podcast.
Yeah, see? And that is actually Albania.
Where were we?
So we were at the fact that all these young guys, they don't care about learning. They care about the money.
No, they don't value the learning.
No, I think they don't even care. Because, okay, how I see it is like, okay, I need to learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I learn 5, I get paid this much. When I get paid this much, I make enough, right? But they forget that there is a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9,
Still
and a
learning
10.
every day.
Right? They skip that 6 to 10 thing. And because they say, okay, I'm worth this much. You know, you're worth 5, right? But now, time passes by, they're not learning 6, they're not learning 7, they're not learning 8. But guess what? They want the money of 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy, what's something that's wrong here? It's like you go buy a car, you want the full option, it's 100K, but you have only 50. What do you want?
You can't buy it.
You
That's
get
it.
the 50. But don't come to me just because now we work together for a year or so or more.
But there's something else that's really important, and we're talking about guys that all they think about is money. But there's another end of it. There's other guys that are producing a lot of work, but it's not quality work.
Yeah.
So, for example, it just happens to
good
be
enough.
it happens to be that you're a painter.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm doing a paint job for someone.
Yeah.
So I'm prepping to spray. You know, the drywaller, instead of cutting the outlets and V-notching where the screw goes, he cut the square right out so that there's nowhere for it to sit properly.
Yeah.
So then the mudder comes along and he fills it with normal mud.
Yeah.
And
it will crack.
so now I'm prepping and I have to resand everything that they're doing because I have to scope out the wall before
Yeah, of
you know
course.
we paint, right?
Yeah.
everything's chipping and cracking out.
Yeah,
It
of
all
course.
started from the drywaller, and he was fast. I remember the contractor said to me, "Oh, these guys are good and they're cheap." And I'm like, "Really? That's
Nice.
funny. You got
That's a good combo.
You got
Good and
cracks in
cheap."
the corner. Your outlets are all cracking and oh, your mutter was amazing. Why are we doing a level 5 on all the walls now?" It's the same thing. It's like, so now you have someone that has learned how to make money but not give quality,
No,
but
it's-
makes it look
But
like
guess what?
he knocked the
They're
work
not
off.
making. I don't think so. They're even making money, because like I said, keyword fast and cheap. This guy, it's like not investing nothing in it for his business. He's just getting the
Or to his guys.
few bucks. Yeah, of course. So imagine, like, I want to pay the guys good, and I pay the guys good, and I want to even pay more if they hire their quality, but they don't want, which is their choice. These guys, they pay their labor shit, they make shit, and after they tell you, listen, this is how much I make, so I can't pay you more, you know? So
Flo-
I'd say just find better work or do better quality. If they can't, you have to leave. You have to be you. And I had some experience like this where I've seen that the limit that my boss had was there. Like, he couldn't do better. So I said, I'm never going to make more, because he can't make more.
He's
Like,
not
because
building his business.
He's good enough and he charges low, right?
So, Flo, what do you want out of a GC? What do you expect out of a GC?
At a GC, like, I expect, like, to do his job, to manage his site.
So, what is to manage the sites, to
Yes.
manage the trades?
To manage the trades, to communication and all that. Communication is key on everything in life generally. If you communicate with people, you will find a solution for the problem, right?
Yes.
So, because at the end, we're humans. We do mistakes, right? So the drywaller, let's say he did that mistake, or his guy did it. His guy did that mistake and he didn't check it, right? Which is something that happens to me too. I get a call. Hey, listen, Flo, I know you took out the paper and it looks finished, but I see that on one corner, it looks like it wasn't cut twice, like the wall. And I'm like,
Shadowing.
yeah. So I said, okay, so I know that's not me because that was my guy. So I say, okay, man, no worries. I will take care of it tomorrow and I'll look at it, because sometimes when you have guys, those guys don't care as much as you do, so they will skip things. The GC and contractors also, they have to understand those scenarios, right? You don't come first thing to the drywaller, me painter. Hey, what is this? What did you do? You start fighting in that, right? Because maybe it's not the drywaller's fault, his fault, like the manager, the boss that was there. Maybe it was his guy, right? So let's talk about it, right? But now people, they just don't talk about it. People talk when they see multiple mistakes, right? Like a GC sees like, okay, now I'm gonna give shit to this guy because he screw up 1, 2, and 3. No, as a GC, you start from 1. You screw up this, you talk about it. You screw up this, you talk about it. Same thing, me as a tradesman, I go to the electrician, I'm like, I'm covering. Can you like please like vacuum or clean or whatever? I just cleaned. You know what I mean? I don't want to get into fights or nothing like that. Just clean your stuff because I just cleaned already. What you did before, I don't know. Who did this mess before you or before me? I don't know.
Oh,
so
we
I'll
all
clean
know
that.
who made what mess. We
Whatever.
know it.
Yeah. But generally, like, I don't go there. When I go to a job site and it's something that my guys is like, oh my God, it's so dirty. Why we're starting? Get the cleaners to clean it. Like, that's what your laborers
You
think.
have a different mindset when you go to a dirty job site. You know that?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're totally right.
You
Yes.
actually have a very great positive mindset
Well,
when you go on a clean job site.
Absolutely,
Would you
guys.
want to date a girl that's living
What's
on the
with all the
street?
dating?
Or
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because you like the girl example, it doesn't super work because, like I said, the GC. So the owner got screwed by the GC.
Hang on.
So
So the girl?
No. Leave the girl apart. So the owner got screwed by the GC that he didn't pay their guys enough and left the job because he was doing a shit job and he saw that everything was going bad. So he just left. So whose fault is it? It's not the owner's fault.
No.
I know it's not the owner's fault. It's the GC's fault. Okay, but who's going to clean it, right? I rather clean it and start the job, me start working, than having to start arguing with people, right? So I know, of course, as a GC, as a good GC, I want to go see there the job and Like it has to be clean. But sometimes in like half of the jobs, let's say, they're customers. They don't know. They maybe hired somebody that is bad, and it will be dirty.
But I like where you were going with this. For me, it's really important, and it's funny that Manny said that we were talking about this. There's GCs that just run the site. They're barely ever on the site.
Yeah.
They just come and complain. They talk shit.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have nothing, no inspiration to motivate or drive someone
They're
to
lazy,
do better.
like
they
the laborers.
And you're like, what the fuck? I want to
Okay,
get the
all
hell
right.
out of
So
here.
I hear a lot of. Okay, go ahead.
So what I want to lead to is if you're a GC on site and you're on the tools, I think you'll be a better GC. I had a partner at one time. I had many partners, but I had a partner
Yeah.
and we hired his plumber.
Yeah.
Now, me knowing that I don't know this guy, the conversation I need to have with him is, this is what my expectations of you are for this cost.
Yeah.
And these are the things I want
Done,
before
yes.
the job starts.
Yeah,
That's a good
communication.
GC. Not the job gets done and then you say to the guy, oh, you didn't put any covers on the copper. You
You
put
didn't specify.
curly pecs turning. I wanted copper coming out, or I wanted straight pecs. Like those are things so I think that communication is definitely a key,
It's key.
but it's before the job starts. I think
Yes,
a good
yes.
GC can
Like I said,
stop a lot of the
but
problems
think about
by,
this.
by
Think
talking.
about this. Many GCs, they come and leave, right? So the plumber starts, he comes, do this and that, right? Then the GC leaves. The GCs come back, the plumber is done. So the plumber screwed something up, or it's a misunderstanding. Let's say he didn't screw up because that's his job. Mainly they know what they're doing, like everybody kind of. But the thing is, like, why a GC needs to be on site when there's important things going on?
Well, it's all important.
Absolutely, but if a drywaller is sanding and you know it's going to take 3 days, there's no point for the GC being there. Like, you know what I mean? It's an example that I'm using.
For sure.
So you come back and you say, okay, the third day when the sanding is done, you check. So each trade, it's super important. But like I said, there is moments where a GC needs to be on site all day, and there is moment that he doesn't. And he has to understand that. GCs, that's what I ask from GCs. From clients, no point to talk about it because each client is different. They don't know. Somebody knows, somebody doesn't, somebody cares, somebody doesn't. So with clients, we can have this conversation about.
You gotta just roll with it.
You gotta go with the flow.
Right. And
You gotta go
I
with
like that.
flow.
You gotta go with the flow. And that's another really important thing that I think we should stress too is that when you have a homeowner and they want to be the GC, they don't have our experience.
No,
and they don't
That's
have
a recipe.
They
That's the
do
problem.
not know.
That's a big
Just
problem
because
more
you're a homeowner and you think you're intelligent and you've done your YouTube or Googling,
You can be intelligent at you can be
there's things
Elon
you won't
Musk,
understand
right?
about construction.
But you don't know nothing about paint.
I don't-
So the fact that you're the smartest man on earth doesn't mean you know about paint.
He's
or
very.
You know about
I don't think he's a
chairs.
smart man. I think he's an interesting man, and I think he did really well with his money.
but also the other thing with clients being the GC, I know for a fact that every single tradesperson has a problem speaking directly to a client.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because
and so
first
now if
of
you're
all-
wearing the hat of a GC,
First of all, you guys have to understand also one thing. A contractor.
we
maybe
speak
they're-
our language.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
There's contractors, they're bad at communication. And I know, I've met them. They do amazing work, but they can't communicate with a customer.
Yes.
They can
I
with the
know-
GC
I know
because the
exactly
GC
what you mean.
knows what he's talking about. The
Yeah.
customer doesn't. So he's there struggling, trying to explain, how do we explain this to my customer? He has a lack on that, right? Like he can't really do it.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't make him stupid or nothing like that.
No.
He just speaks his language. And that's it. So that's why
And that's why I go back to we're grunts. We're in the
Yeah.
field. We're in
Yeah.
the trenches. We all communicate
That's why-
the same because we experience it. We
that's
live
why
it.
like each client should think about a GC before building a house.
Yes.
For that main reason. And they should do their research on the GCs themselves. No, don't do research about how to paint, how is your painter doing his job, or how this is doing their job. Research about GCs, what they did, what they've done, how they run their things. Meet them and let the
It's
GC
interesting.
do their work.
I was in a meeting today with a potential new client, and those are two things that came up. She asked me, do I really need a GC? And do I really need a designer? Because the GC typically is 10, 15 points on the budget.
Yeah.
Right? So they start looking at that 6-figure number,
Yeah.
and they start wondering, well,
Nah.
And then the same thing with the designer. The moment you tell them that they're a set fee for designing to figure out the whole house, all the rooms, and then there's a set hourly wage of whatever, $300-$400 to go shopping.
Yeah.
They start calculating all that number and they're like, well, I can kind of do that. I can go online. But you're right. Clients shouldn't do that unless you are in this industry.
Yeah.
Because you are going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Like I said.
But I got to stop you. Hang on a sec, Flo.
Yeah.
As much as you think that this show is brought to you by the Tourism Board of Albania, it's not. We have segments during this show. And right now, it's time for Carlito's Green Book Talk.
So Flo, I tried to find something for you. Now, I first I want to start with this.
Are we finally at second offenses?
And this isn't me brown nosing, and I don't want to hear Manny going.
Oh, I like that noise.
He always does that.
You just did it.
So I'm beating him to the punch. I do want to say I wish we were speaking more about paint because you are probably one of the most talented painters. Honestly, since I met you, I was very impressed with your skills. Your here it comes. So I wish we were speaking more about you and your business. We're talking about something else, but I'm hoping that we
are talking about his business, though.
Yeah, but there's a lot to know about Flo.
For sure.
Because I want to go with the flow.
Here we go.
So I had to figure something out. So you know the game. First infraction on the job site, inspector shows up on the job and he's going to issue a ticket. He's looking for infractions on the job. So what would be the first offense, first penalty, and how much would it cost on the green book if a worker inappropriately standing or stepping on a ladder? What do you think under Section 83 that would be?
That's a painter's
because
situation.
Like I know you think you have 3 legs, and you only have two.
Flo is flipping through the green book looking for the answer.
I'm not gonna. So the question is, how much they're gonna charge me
for the first offense of an inspector finding you
stepping on the ladder
inappropriately? Like that means having one leg off, having one arm off. How much do you think the first fine would be on your first offense?
$350.
And you, Manny?
$550.
It's $250.
So I'm closer.
But you all get to go home with a smile
and knowledge.
Amazing.
So we're speaking with Flo from Pro Custom Painting on IG. And what's the email again?
procustompainting.ca@gmail.com.
That's it. Perfect.
So I do want to start this off before Flo takes it away. So 2 really important things I want to bring up. One is I was always told that if you can't do it from where you were born and where you lived, you can't do it somewhere else. So that saying means that if you can't do it where you're at, you shouldn't be doing it anywhere else. So that's something I learned in an early age. So that if you want to be successful, don't think you need to go somewhere else to be successful.
Yes.
But what I really want to do is, me and Manny are inspired by you coming from another country, not spending a lot of time here.
Now one.
Yeah. How hard and what were the hurdles that really slowed you down from becoming the successful person you are today?
Like,
I want to share that with people starting businesses.
What was slowing me down back home or here?
No, here. Like here. What slowed you down coming here?
Like you just meet bad people. You meet people that don't want to help you. You meet people that want to use you. Which is, I personally think it's the most stupid thing ever that a business owner can do, or
human
a
nature.
Friend or anybody.
Because
if you find somebody with potential, you work with him and you develop and you get bigger. Like you can not use him. At the end, life it's about interest, right? So if you can find somebody that is good at what they do, help them out, show them, and they can be part of your plans, right? You don't have to see it as a thing like, I'm going to use him for my plans. No, we have to, I should be part of your plan, in your plan, and see if it works out. Not use me until
Other employers, their issues are, I'm going to teach this person so many tricks, so many ideas, so much business, and then they're going to take off and start doing business.
But that's bullshit.
But that's bullshit. Exactly. That's bullshit.
Guys, that is the most bullshit ever because like I said, everything I've seen.
What is that for?
Everything
bullshit?
I learned, it's because I wanted to learn. I have guys that
You're
They were
right. If
working
you don't
for
want to
me-
learn, you're not going to.
No, they were working for me for like 6 to 7 months. I had to fire them. I said, what did you learn in 7 months? 7 months, it's a lot of time. 7 months, you can learn the basics of paint to a good like 50% of the
A
process.
baby learns how to walk.
Right? Yeah. So like the thing is like they just don't want to. They don't want to learn. They don't care, right? But a person that cares, a person that wants to learn, they will, no matter how, no matter
I remember-
how hard you try to not teach them, they will just by the way you do it. They will learn and they will catch it and they will do it not with you, but they will do it somewhere else.
I
Like,
remember
you
the other
rolling a wall-
podcast that you were on, like back in episode 20 or something, way back then. I
When we
remember
were
you-
20 still?
I remember when Flo, when you said that you're going to work, you've got an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
Instead of you just trying to figure out, okay, when do I have my break? When do I have my
Yeah.
lunch? When do I get to home? Why don't you figure out what can I learn today?
Yeah,
These next 8 hours, what
But-
can I learn today?
The thing is, that's how I see life. It's not only the 8 hours. It's my during the day, what I can learn. Like, let's say 8 hours is at work. So let me think about work. After what I do I have a hobby? So let me think about the hobby. Do I want to just chill a little bit, which is fine. Everybody needs a 2-hour break during the day, of doing nothing. It's fine, Always value your time. I'm young. I'm 25. I feel that time is flying way
You're
too
so
fast.
young, man, but
I know, but the thing
you
is,
are right.
from
Flies fast.
for how I see it, I think I'm losing so much time. Because I consider my time on a daily basis, and I always think I could do more in this time, in this like 24 hours, right? Not because like, oh, I'm 25 now. When I'm 30, I should. When I'm 40, it's not like by the books. I need to get married by 30, have this by this, have this by this. No, I want it now, and I have to work hard to get it now.
What is your secret, Flo? Like, what's the secret to success? Is it
Man.
the same thing that it was when you were 19 when you first came here, or has it modified? Has it changed?
It modifies. The bottom line, it's always that. I was always focused on my goals, right? Let's say I was focused on getting a car. I go to next step. What's next? This. What's next? This. So like I try to think ahead, everything. That's like my secret. I just think everything ahead.
What do you want?
And I try not to
and
be
you backtrack
lazy.
and go, how do I get to that?
Yes. It's definitely, and it works, but it works only if you work. It doesn't work by himself.
No.
Everything needs a work behind and a study, a research, meeting people. Don't ever say no. Always say yes. Maybe you have a bad feeling, like, maybe it's shit, whatever. You go and you're like, holy shit, if I didn't do that, now I wouldn't have that project.
I
And,
can honestly say that from the years that I've known Flo, nothing's been given to him. Everything has been him.
I will give you
Wait a second. I've seen some things given to you.
I will give what? Yeah, they give me shit for no reason.
No, I never see you getting shit.
But so it's funny. I'll just give you a small thing. It's like one day when I first started my own, I decided to message somebody on Instagram because he wasn't doing paint no more, but he used to own a painting business. So I said, okay, he's not doing it no more. So let me ask. I said, okay, almost 3 years has passed by. That first lead he gave me has changed my life. So I went from a little project to now I'm going to, thanks to that connection, that simple message that I did on Instagram, now I'm going to quote one of the most luxury houses like in the GTA.
Are you talking about Manny?
No.
No, there
It's
is
another
other.
Manny.
There is
No,
other
because I've seen him help a lot of people's careers. That's why I'm just asking.
When I think for that meaningless message, that people might think it's meaningless, but just because like, hey man, how are you doing? What do you think? Like, listen, I'm a little slow. You don't have to be shy if you're slow. You don't have to be like, it happens to everybody. It's a shit moment. You just started, whatever. I started with Home Stars. It's the shittiest thing forever. About painting, about other trades. I know it works for other trades. So you got to adapt. For somebody, what works for you, what doesn't, right? What works for the quality you do, what doesn't, right? So I just sent that message. And now that message is leading to something very, very big. And I'm super happy. And you guys, everybody should do that. Don't feel shy. Don't feel like, just go.
Just
push
drop a line. Send a
drop a line,
DM. Say something.
Yeah.
How you doing? What's
Like-
up?
And I think what's really important too for a lot of guys out there, a lot of people are afraid to work by themselves. And this next comment, I don't think you should ever feel that working by yourself or continuing on without a laborer, you should never worry about that. You should just stay on your focus and on your direction, and everything will fall into place.
Everything will work as long as you want to make it work.
Yeah.
Like that's how I see it. You can do it yourself. You can hire a guy and work with guys. You can work with 10 people, with 20 people, with 100. Because, hey, you know what? We're humans, right? If somebody has a corporate, he started from somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? There is people that started from 0 and now they have 1,000 people working, 2,000. 10,000, right? I don't think it's impossible. I actually think it's possible. And you working hard and you seeing things moving, that makes you believe even more, right? And all it is.
But Flo, you honestly believe too, because I'm in the same mindset, that you're really focused on being around certain types of people.
Yeah.
And people that are lazy, people that don't care about the industry.
You don't need them.
You're not interested.
You don't need them.
Yeah, you just, that's it, gone. See you later.
Like,
if you don't want to move forward, I want to move forward. We can't move forward together.
Yeah. The only thing that, like I said, there is family, it's family. Friends, you can pick friends. You can choose friends. So find better friends, find better people to chill with.
Yes.
And like try to stay close to them. There is so many people that like, even Manny himself, when I was a little Flo, I was like, I will a little Flo. Let's say like that, right?
What do you mean? The first day of the 7th day?
The first, like when I didn't speak English, I was amazed about how he ran things. So I kept saying to myself, fuck, I wish I can have more coffees with this guy, just because like I like the way he thinks and does things, right? And now it's like I know Manny already like 4 years now,
and now you know it's cappuccino.
Yeah, like,
lattes.
Now we have coffees and stuff, right? But that doesn't mean that there is no better people than Manny, that there is no better people out there. There's always better. And what? Like now that we are on the same page with Manny, let's go hunt for other and better people so we can be better. If I want more in my life, if I'm happy with what I have, nobody needs to push for more. You know what I mean? This is like the way I see life doesn't have to be your way. The way I'm a very ambitious person, so I see life like that. But if you're not ambitious and you're happy with what you have, it's the right way to live too. Like don't misunderstand me.
You can be extremely happy making 50 grand a year.
Guys,
you can be extremely happy making 500 grand a year.
Yeah, this is not about money. This is not about.
But this is about money. So
no.
This next question I'm going to ask you is going to be about money.
Sure.
So how do you feel, and this is how I feel about painting.
Yeah.
I think that painting is probably the most critical and the most important part of the whole entire project.
You think it's the most important part?
To a certain extent, it really is. Because you know what? I find that the painter really gets undercut.
Yeah.
To the most important part, and you said something earlier that's really important. It doesn't matter how good the drywall is. It doesn't matter how good the mudding is. It doesn't matter how good the trim is. If the painter can't make it pop, and he can't
finish it,
he can't polish it, and he can't. And you know what?
So what I hear is, if he can't fix every other trade that wasn't in love with doing their job better.
No. Because if the work was amazing, it all takes is the painter to screw it up.
Oh yeah,
think about this.
Why do the homeowners always want to undercut the painter? Why do they want to go with cheap paint?
Because that's their mindset. People with that mindset, I run away. I want to find people with a Manny mindset, or people that acknowledge painting. Like I said, I did a job that the timber tailor.
I love him, by the way, Tony.
Yeah, Tony, our amazing.
He actually told me to hold a guy down while I tickled him.
He gave my number to one of a builder he worked for. He did an amazing job. Like I would have loved to work on that project, but I was like 10K higher than the other painter.
That was for a reason.
The beautiful job that Tony made. Don't
tell me. Seriously?
I went there. It's like you want to throw up. Like it's better to repaint apartments. They're done better than how that house was finished. If I was Tony and he was super upset, he's like, man, I put so much effort. Like he had no need to sand except he's like primer. You know, all the joints, everything
super tight.
Yeah. No need. Everything was glued on. But the painter, you know what the GC, when I spoke to
Don't
him,
tell
said?
me he dapped the crap out of it.
He said, no, listen to this. He said, everybody does good quality. It's just a matter of how much you want to charge. So he said that people just charge how much they want, but the quality is going to be the same.
So he thought the quality of that painting job was good?
No. Before, when he was quoting jobs, he said, don't come up with this bullshit to me because I know everybody does good work.
Wow.
You're just overcharging me. I said, no, I'm not overcharging you. To do your house, it's going to take me 5 weeks. The guy that charged you that much is going to do it in 2 weeks. What happened?
Look what happened.
You've done it in 2 weeks.
And what did that guy say to you after? Anything? Did you try
I
to speak
didn't
to
meet
him?
the guy. No. The funny thing, just Tony took me there just to show me, you know? Like, he took me to the house to show me, like, hey, Flo, come look. And I'm like, I already know, but when you see it, you're super disgusted on like a $2 million house. For $10K, you ruined your house. And the GC, the builder, put up tape everywhere. Was a greenhouse now, like full of tape. But guess what? That painter will never come back for that $2,000 left in for the touch-ups because
he can't afford it. It's not worth his time.
It's not worth to go back for that 2,000. It's like, okay, I took my whatever.
There's that relationship. It's done for good.
Yeah. That's how painters and trades do. They take the money and they say, okay, fuck it now. I'm not going to work with him anymore. I'm not doing your touch-ups.
But it's interesting. That GC might call you one day. Maybe.
No, he won't. And he didn't. And I'm super happy about it. And I don't care. Like, don't call me. I don't want to have... Because...
That's how he builds.
That's the mindset.
Yeah, that's
like
how
I said,
he builds.
I have one mindset and I want to find people with mindset. If you're closed-minded and the first word they said, everybody does quality, it's all about how much you charge, guess what? You're already starting with a bad line, right? Which I go to other GCs, they know we care about quality. I know it's super important, but we care also about leadership and about all those things.
Yeah.
And they didn't ask about the price and about that. They asked me what they're looking for, and that's it. And I explained to them, this is what I provide, this is what I give you, and that's it. About the price is that. Like,
you know what,
you
Flo?
can't argue so much about the price.
I think we can use an example. The last house you and I worked on. I asked you how much. You came to me, you said this much. You know what I said? Okay. It's done.
You have to understand, it's the time. That's how much time is going to take.
But that's the other thing too, that if you start working with trades that are respecting each other, and I come to you and I go, Flo, give me a price.
Yeah.
I already know you're going to give me a price. You're going to give me a fair price for the scope of work that's involved.
Yeah.
You're not going to try to gouge me. And this is the number.
Guys, it's
that's
all based on how long it's going to take me, how hard it is.
Yeah. So
and
I
what
understand
materials
that.
you're using.
What material I'm using, how much, you have to think about
if you're
bad
using
too.
lacquer, you're going to have to prep more. You're going to have to spray more.
You got to think about good and bad. And in that price has to be all included. Somebody screws up, guess what? I'm not going to go to the owner and say, I'm going to charge you extra for this.
No.
So everything is in. Everything is in. If something is super extra, that's different. But you will get what you're paying for. And I can break it down to you and show you that it makes sense. But only at the end they understand it, when they actually feel and see the work you've done. At the beginning they won't. Just
do you
because
give free quotes?
Huh?
Do you give free quotes?
Yeah.
Detailed?
Detailed, yeah. I tell them how much. I am an open book. Whatever you ask me, I will tell you based on the experience I have for free. And like I said, of course, I'm not going to go for a 1 or 2 bedroom. I don't, it's not what I'm looking for, For that, there is other guys. But for custom, I always go, like I said, never say no to nobody. Just go as much as that project should be a potential. Even I do basements. Now. 1,000 square feet basements. I have got buddies of mine that they call me. They do amazing trim work, amazing everything. So they want a good painter for their basement, for their renovated basement. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
call him to do the basement that I'm working on.
The fact that
you always call him.
I know.
The fact that I do custom houses, I try to take on bigger scale jobs. That doesn't mean that a basement it's less important. Everything is important, and the time that it takes me to finish a basement is the same as it takes me to, not the time, but the money that I'm charging is going to be that same. The basement, it's 1 week and I'm going to charge you for 1 week. A house, it's 1 month, I'm going to charge you for 1 month. And that's it. and whatever. If there's wainscoting and other stuff, that changes the price. But of course, you're just paying more for that wainscoting. Of course, the painter's going to also charge you more. You know, if you just put a baseboard, the carpenter's going to charge you $1 and the painter $1. If you install 10 baseboards, it's going to be 10 and 10. Everything goes higher, right?
Hey, Flo.
And people don't understand that.
Come si dice painting in Italian?
Pittore.
Pittore. Pittore. That's all I know. That's the extent of my Italian.
How do you feel, not about the homeowners, but how do you feel about the trades? How do you feel they feel about your work when?
I feel like trades-wise, there is a few good guys, good painters.
No, but do they really respect your work? Like when they see your work, do you see that the people really enjoy it?
So my point is this: there is, like I said, when I say there is a few that they're good, I know they're good, and I know we are on the same page. But there is other ones that they see as competition, and they would come to you and judge everything. Oh, you screw up this, or you see this, and you see that.
It's
That's
true,
stupid.
man. I know.
Like you are. Like, instead of me coming to me and like say, hey, Flo, how you do this, how you do that, which is something I do with other Instagram painters, right? Or I got so many questions from other Instagram painters that they're big guys on Instagram, but they come and ask me, like, I'm like, you play such a big fish. Why you come and ask me questions? Like, you know, what filter do you use? What
It's
this?
the magic of Instagram.
You know, the thing is like, and the only thing they showcase is finished pictures. They don't show during the process.
And by the way, I do want to stress this. There are a lot of people that I know right now that are using other people's pictures on their Instagrams.
Dum,
Yeah.
dum, dum.
Like I said, there is this.
Pathetic.
So it's no point. It's no point. When I go to a customer and maybe you might not see me posting as much, I'm busy. I'm working. What I put on my Instagram, it's a portfolio of what I'm capable of doing. So if you need to see the lacquer office, you see the lacquer office. If you need to see the stairs refinish, I show you the stairs refinish.
But one thing I do like about you, I saw when I was working at Manny's, I saw you take a couple samples of the wood that Manny was using, and you took the time to spray them with different finishes, and you brought them and showed them not only to Manny but to the homeowner and said, this is what the product looks like on this material. How many painters go out of their way to actually show and you know, the detail of what that paint will look like on a different material makes such a big difference.
There's so many problems out there. People don't understand. The quote guy comes, the painter that he does only quotes. I'm just saying painters, but everybody, it's in every trade. The drywaller, the tile setter.
The business part of the business.
So they come and they say, oh, okay, all dressed nice with his iPad and his pickup truck. Basic. Oh, we do this, we do that, we do this. We. Sure, we. Who comes to the job site? Not him. His guys. Think about this. I'm the owner, GC. I talk to Carl, but Manny comes on site. Like, if I talk directly to Manny, he doesn't know what Carl told me.
Yeah.
So I have to call Carl. I say, Carl, you told me that the wainscoting, you're going to use this wood filler and not that. Manny's using that. Then you, Carl, going to call Manny and say, hey, Manny, I told you on this one, you have to use this one. And from that, start a misunderstanding, a bad reputation, not a bad reputation right away, but like a bad mood kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that people don't understand, you know? It's kind of, I always know that the few good painters that are out there are the ones that price the job and do the job. Not the ones that price the job.
You still have to stay on the tools.
Okay,
you have to
so
stay.
you have to.
Because even if
or
Carl,
have a right-hand person that understands
If Carl
this.
does the quotes, I want also Carl to be on site, like a GC kind of thing. Not every time, like I said, because sometimes you don't need it to. But I know for every trades, every time these big guys come, site number 2, site number 3, site number 5. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about how many sites you do, about how much money you make. I want to see good content. You showing me 5 sites is not interesting to me. Show me what's interesting in each of them sites.
Show me some eyesight.
Okay,
You know-
so
you know,
I want to
it's-
get into something a little fun right now.
Yeah.
What's your favorite paintbrush? And what size?
Ooh.
Dolorama for the win now. Guys,
Dum, dum, dum.
okay, for what you get from a Dolorama brush, it's way worth the price. So it's always good to have a few Dollarama brushes, the $2.50 ones.
Just
it's
for
something
something.
that I usually go there, buy 5. If you're doing something simple, whatever, you just use it and dump it. And that's it. Because good brushes are expensive, and sometimes you don't have the time to clean it.
What
or
is
whatever.
your go-to
So
brush?
it's always good to have.
Who do you use?
It's called Picasso.
I knew it. I knew it.
So that's a new brush that I'm actually trying on now. And
Who makes it?
It's called Picasso, and I don't know. It's all I know. It's a good
I
brush.
think it's Corona.
No.
No.
No. It's not Corona. But
Are you sure? I used to use the orange one. I used to use the Picassos a long time ago.
yeah, it's
The short handle, nice and thick.
No, I use no. This is not. It's not a Corona brush, but I also used for many times Corona too. But guys, this is something a preference. It's personal. It's like you like thick girls or skinny girls or this or that. It's something like that. I like soft hair.
We just got more women followers because you compared a brush from Dollarama to Picasso to thick girls to thin girls. Thank you very much, Flo. Thank you very much.
Europe is such a different place. So, what's your go-to roller?
Roller, it's the Purdy. I don't actually know. It's the Blue Line Purdy. Like the 13 mil, that's one of the best
13
rollers
mil
they
is
have.
definitely the way to go.
That's one of the fastest roller available that gives you a good texture. And there is so many other bad rollers out there, and I don't know why they don't try to develop something better, but it's not my business. That's the business of the guy who does the rollers.
Okay,
not me.
here's the big one. And I have an idea, but
Ouch.
I'm gonna ask. It's a big one.
What store do you prefer?
No.
What paint do you prefer?
Yes.
So paint, it's when I go to a house, I ask the customer, what paint do you want? They say, if they tell me like, I want your opinion, I use a lot Benjamin Moore, so I know many of their products. But with that being said, I know that Sherwin does good paint too. And there's other brands like Ferramball and other products that they're good and I work with them. So it's more like a preference on the customer. But if they let me choose, my good to go for the trim is Scuffx, which is, I'm very happy. It's giving me good results. And for walls, if you want something that does the job and looks good, then it's not super pricey, the Regal, the best product out there to go.
For the bang for the buck?
Yeah, it's worth
And
the
what
money.
are your thoughts there, Carlito?
Oh, we all know I'm a Sherwin-Williams guy.
Yeah.
I go straight to Emerald, but
I know
that's me.
I super respect and I really like Sherwin Emerald and all those paints too. Like I said, I'm just used to working more with that because in Toronto we know the designers like Benjamin Moore, and because I do custom houses, they hire designers. The designers give me the colors. I do what they tell me to do, and that's the part of it. So, but personally, I like them all. I like the way of different, Emerald has a different finish, a more luxury finish than the actual Scuffx, which is more a plastic look, So I prefer look-wise that, but it has their benefits and other things.
Okay, so
it's
this is probably the most important one to me. Mm-hmm. What caulking do you like?
You're using that new one, no?
Yeah, I forgot the name. Though.
No, because it's because you and me spray.
Yeah.
And being a sprayer, the caulking can make the paint crack. It can really change your paint.
There is many problems with that. People always blame the caulking, but 90% is not. You might be like, that's like a woe for everybody, but it's not, because that's all based on how the carpenter did the job. What's the moisture on the house? How long did it take? When did you do the caulking? If you did it and you spray right over it, it will crack 1,000%.
Are you saying you use DAP?
I use DAP. I use other products too. And no, because I'm a guy that I'm curious. So I always look to find the best products out there, right? And sometimes it just becomes like something like the Apple brand. Oh, it's good because it's Apple. It's kind of bullshit. It's not. Just kind of study.
But Apple is good.
Yeah, it's good.
This podcast is recorded on an Apple device.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Okay, so
But my point is I've seen the product. I've seen it dry.
What's your favorite?
I can't remember the brand right now.
Who's it from?
It's
Do you
from
know?
Sherwin-Williams, right?
It's owned by Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin?
It's owned by Benjamin.
Is it a new product? Is it the one with the green label on it?
No. All Pro. I can't remember. I just go there and I buy it, and that's it. But like, with that being saying, I use DAP too, and I've seen the comparison. They're very similar, and that's the reason why it's still out there. You know, if DAP is still, I don't think it's a shit product anyways. The reason why it's out there is because people use it, you know, and it does good. But it's all about the prep. You prep it good. The installer before you did a good job. The DAP will do the job too. Like, you don't have to like worry.
Painting is all about prepping.
Yeah. Like,
we know
even,
that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask one
like
last
Caulking
question
line.
because I know we got to go.
Question.
What is your favorite tape?
Ooh,
My favorite tape, 3M.
which one?
No, but like I know you use masking tape, you
So-
use green tape, you use blue tape, but what's your go-to?
So the 3M makes the best tapes. I'm not into that frog and all those other
I
whatever
don't like the frog tapes, man.
But the thing of tape, it's almost like a
girl.
skill and another thing like you need to learn like the colors, what goes on, what
many
goes
days?
on, how
Yeah.
many days, this and that. I use the beige tape, the 3M, the cheapest one for certain things. I use the blue one for certain things, which they don't make anymore. The blue, yes, they still make it, but now they have a new one which is like purplish. That one, it's the most delicate one that I like to use on delicate surfaces like stairs that I stained and
Hardwood
varnished.
floors.
Hardwood floors, yes. If they're pre-finished, you don't need to because pre-finished hardwood floors they're very like strong and
Factory.
you won't have any issues. But
But you are right. Stain for some reason wants to come off always.
Yeah, so that's why you use a delicate surface, and I also use it on kitchen cabinets because I don't know, maybe there is dust or they did like a bad job who painted the kitchen or whatever. You don't know. If you put a stronger tape, it might peel off the finish right off, and it can happen. And you don't want to have that happening, right? But like the tape, like I like them all. The 3M brand is the best, like out of my opinion. Green, blue, purple, beige. It takes time to learn the tapes. Still, my guys now, they still have hard time. It's like, why you use it? I explain it to them. But
Yeah, you
after
got a
I did-
mix. You got an arsenal of tapes.
I have.
for different
You
reasons.
have to for sure.
When I go, like, I have the full pack out box, like full of tape. I have like
You know what?
$400 of just tape.
The last project, I would have never thought that the auto body white tape, the beige, light beige,
Yeah.
I would have never thought to use that until you painted the last place. And I saw you using it before a couple Manny sites and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the fuck's he using that shit?
Yeah.
And I tried it, and you know what? It's amazing what you can learn. You don't have to pay top dollar all the time for material if you're using it in the right places.
No. That's the thing. The reason why I have 4 different colors is because also you got to think about budget, but also use. Like the fact
Application.
I can't use the purple tape on like just on paper to glue something, whatever, because I will peel off. It's not meant for that. The fact that it's expensive doesn't mean it's good for that.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. I don't look at money when I do something because it needs to be done right. So you can't look at money. You have to look at what's right to do, right?
You know,
that's what customers have to understand.
That's the one thing I'm learning from Flo, and I knew this at his age, but I didn't really pay attention to it. He's smart enough that he knows is that you don't chase money, man. You don't.
No, money chases you.
No, money comes.
Money comes.
Money comes. Like
man.
I said, I was making $80 a day. Now I'm making way more.
Well,
But
there's
that
a
doesn't-
reason you're doing custom homes.
We
It's-
gotta.
Yeah. Can we ask one more political question?
One more political question.
repaint,
One
custom, commercial, they're all good. You all make money.
Okay, so here's the political question. Very diplomatic, okay? Flo, you're going to have to be very gentle with this because you have a guy here that might cry because I have an idea where you're going to go with this. Is it Titan or Graco?
I already know the answer to that.
They're both
And why?
they're both great machines. It's about how you use it. It's about knowing the pressure and all that stuff. People don't
The
have
tips, how do you like the tips?
tips. It's I use 2.8 for everything. It's the best tip. You don't get runs. You don't.
Titan?
It's harder. They're both good. They're both good, guys.
But you have both machines.
I have Titan gun. I have.
See?
I'm using a Titan tip finish, and I'm using a Graco also.
It's what
gun.
works for you.
They both, guys, the machines, they all copycat each other. It's like, it does pressure. One machine is going to give you 2,000 PSI. Another one is going to give you 2,000 PSI.
No.
So in that question, what's the number of the machine that you love the most?
I have Graco, but I've used Titan. They're both good. I have Graco 395. I use it for my finishing, and then I use 495 for my like bigger stuff. Like if you're doing more like exterior or a bigger amount of spraying, you need a bigger machine. The size of the machine doesn't change the quality, but it changes only the how long it can run. You guys have to understand. If you buy a 350 or you buy a 1,050, the only thing that's going to change, it's the 1,050
is commercial.
You can spray a warehouse, the White House all day with 2 guns.
Yeah.
The 350 will do the exact same thing, right? So
it's just going to turn over more. That's all.
Yes. No. It's just meant to like. It's just a bigger engine. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
So guys, don't get scared by like, oh, he has a 1005. Oh, the machine sprays better. No, it doesn't spray better. It sprays the exact same way as your little one does. Who sprays better is your hand, and is your knowledge about paint, humidity, dust control, and overspray and all
surface
that stuff.
Product. Yeah.
That's what you need to know as a painter, and you need to know, of course, your tools. But the tools will not do the job for you.
So I have to do this right now.
What?
Ding, 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 ding. It's the 12 questions.
So, Flo, you don't know about this new segment.
Nope, not yet.
Here we go.
Not yet.
I've got, so first of all, find Flo on IG at Pro Custom Painting. And also the website, or sorry, the email is what?
It's procustompainting.ca@gmail.com.
So you know what you're talking about when it comes to painting, and he's always my go-to person that I call, and he knows what he's talking about. He knows he knows how to work with other trades. He knows how to have fun on site. He knows how to work, and he knows how to treat clients. He knows how to do all that stuff.
He really knows how to wet that wood.
Yes, I can always count on Carlito on taking the off-ramp to Somerville. So now we have these 12 questions there, Flo, and I actually changed. I added those 2 new questions just because of Flo, because I was thinking one day Flo will get back in here, and I wanted to ask these questions, so we kept them. So these are 12 questions for you there, Flo. What is your favorite construction word?
Hardworking.
What is your least favorite construction word?
Everybody can do good quality.
What turns you on in construction?
What do you mean, what turns?
What turns you on? What excites you?
What excites me? Like challenging projects, newer projects, stuff that I never done.
What turns you off in construction?
Unorganized shit and that kind of stuff.
Love it.
What is your favorite curse word in a phrase?
And it could be in Italian.
It could be in Italian.
Guys, I have Albanian, Italian, and
so then
English,
choose one. I don't know. Pick all 3. Do English, Albanian, and Italian.
I want to hear this. This is going to be good.
Do that. Do all 3.
English is like fuck this.
Okay.
Of course, the most common.
Okay, Italian.
Italian is like ma che cazzo. It's something like I would say like what a shit.
Okay.
You know,
Albanian.
in English, in Albania is like T-sharp, which is like a very mean one. You know, like
how bad? What? Like how bad?
It's like, you know, like you're swearing to a full family. You know. But, like, you know.
Okay.
I like that one.
What is your favorite car, bike, vehicle, whatever, boat?
Mercedes.
Which one?
All of them.
What is your least favorite car, bike, boat, whatever, vehicle?
The new American cars.
All of them?
Yeah.
Wow. There we go. We just lost all of our American listeners.
The average ones.
The average
I'm
ones.
from Europe, guys. So you gotta understand me. They
Yeah.
put like 500
Race cars,
horsepower for what?
Yes.
And no traction control.
or nowhere to ride or nowhere to drive them.
What construction sound or noise do you love?
Construction sound.
Sound or noise do you love?
My radio.
What construction
That was a
sound or
good one.
noise do you hate?
Someone else's
Not
radio?
my radio.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I love carpentry.
Carpentry.
Yeah.
I could see that actually. What profession would you not like to do?
Window installer, roofer.
Okay.
But everything like increases me. So I would like to try everything first. So I can't really say it's bad or not, right?
Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You made it.
Flo, thanks very much for joining the show
Thank
once
you.
again and enlightening us with what's been going on in your world and a little bit of paint. So we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Find Flo again on IG at Pro Custom Painting, and also Flo, find you on email.
ProCustomPainting.ca@gmail.com.
ProCustomPainting.ca@gmail.com.
Yes.
Perfect. Flo, thanks very much. Always a pleasure
Thanks,
to see
everybody.
you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Carlito, get us out of here. That was another show.
I still like better my radio.
Yeah.
Thanks, Flo.
Thanks, everybody.
Get us out of here.
Straight to the TO. 416, baby.
DJ Danny now.
I'm on the flow, bro.
That's it. DJ Danny Flow. That's it.